today I'm back to film my Pan That Palette update. So I'm really excited about this update because I did manage to finish one of my goals. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. But the first thing you will notice is I now have 5 shadows finished. So I did manage to finish 2 this month, which is great because now I feel a little bit more caught up and a little less behind. Virgin is gone. Sin is one of the shadows I finished this month and it is gone. Naked has been gone. Sidecar has been gone, and the newest addition is Buck. I'm super happy to have Buck gone just because on my super fair skin it can actually come off as kind of dark. So I'm kind of happy to have that one gone. I am a little bit sad though to have Sin gone just because I really loved layering this one with Half Baked and it was a great inner corner color. It was a nice lid color. But that is what my Naked palette looks like. So I'm really happy to be, about halfway and kind of have an almost half empty Naked palette. So I'm excited. But kind of onto the other shadows. Half Baked, as you can see, I definitely made some progress this month. I really wanted to finish it, of course, but I did kind of slow down on it a little bit. So I am going to have to work on that a little bit more this next month, but that is going to be my focus shadow. It's going to be the one I really want to try to finish. So there is that one. Smog, kind of the same thing. I wanted to try to finish this one within the next 2 or 3 updates, and I did use a little bit, but it's just not enough that you really see more pan. So this one is another one that's going to be a focus shadow, but it's not going to be my main focus. Half Baked will still be my main focus one, but this one I definitely want to try to make a little bit more of a dent in as well. Next is Dark Horse. Dark Horse is the shadow to me that feels like it refills itself because no matter how much I use it, I feel like I always have the same amount of pan showing and it never changes and it never goes down. I've used it a lot and it just doesn't really seem like it shows. So this one I'm gonna use it because I do use it a lot with Half Baked and Smog, but I mean, I feel like once those 2 are out of the way, I'll definitely focus on this a little bit more because one of my favorite ways to wear this is actually put Virgin on the lid, put like Smog on like the outer corner, and then do like Naked in the crease, and then I usually run Dark Horse through the outer corner and stuff, and it kind of creates like this really pretty smoky look. And I do have shades comparable so that if I finish Smog, I can have something else I can use, and since Naked is already gone, I have something else I'll use. But I'm like, if I could use Virgin, my full-size shadow that I have, and Dark Horse, I think I'll get through Dark Horse pretty fast. But yeah, it's a little stinker. So that one's tricky. Next is Toasted, and Toasted I did use a couple times this month just because I have been wanting to use my Naked 3 palette. I've been really wanting to use like the pink kind of makeup in it. So I have used Toasted a couple of times just to kind of get that without having to pull out my Naked 3 palette, but there's just nothing super noticeable yet. Like there isn't any big dips and there isn't pan showing, but this is one of those ones I will definitely use a little bit closer to fall. So there's that. Hustle I did use a couple of times as well, but again, nothing dramatic, and I feel like this one is going to be a lot like Dark Horse. It's going to be something I use a ton, but I'm not going to see a lot of progress with it. I'm actually, like I said, really surprised to have even hit pan on it at all, just because it's these darker shadows, they take me a long time. So even though I will use it every day with Toasted, it'll take me longer. So next is Creep. Creep is my downfall. I am just really bad about using this shadow. I try to use it to remember to set liner and stuff, but I'm not good at it. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't want to say I don't know how to use this one, but I don't know how to use this one so that I'm using it a lot. Because of course I could do like a really dark smoky eye with it, but especially with my blonde hair and like really fair skin, it's a pretty dramatic look. So I don't know, I'm just not a dramatic look person all the time. Like, to be honest with you guys, I wear neutrals quite a bit, and they're usually like what I have on today, pretty light neutral eyes. And then I'll usually do like a lip that's my like bold pop of color, or I'll do liner that's a bold pop of color. But for my eye makeup, I usually actually keep it pretty pretty neutral and pretty subtle. So this is going to be a little bit more tricky to use. I am going to try to get better about it, but we'll just kind of have to see. Next is Gunmetal, and Gunmetal I did use a couple times, but same thing, just with my lighter hair and super fair skin, it's a little bit more dramatic this time around. I feel like if I still had my dark brown hair, it would be probably not really a big issue. It'd be on the more subtle side of dramatic. But yeah, it's just been really tricky for me to wear this one, but it does have a really good dip going on, so I'm feeling like this is probably going to be the next one I hit pan on, unless I start focusing on toasted instead. But this is going to be the next one I hit pan on, and I will be so happy for that. I am going to try to use it a little bit more this next month, just get a little better about using it. But since Urban Decay does have the Naked Smoky palette coming out, I'm thinking that if I decide to purchase it, I'm still kind of in the dark about whether I want to or not. I haven't given it a lot of thought. I kind of was just at first like, yeah, I'm going to purchase it, and then kind of looking at it, I was like, maybe not, but I haven't actually officially decided one way or another. But if I do purchase it, I feel like Gunmetal and Creep would both be two colors I would use with that palette, and they would actually get a lot more use then. So that is where this palette is at. I'm very happy with my progress this update. I really want to keep it up. My final goals are to finish Half Baked by next update. I would like to have Smog at least halfway used up, and then I would like to hit pan on one more shadow, or at least have a little bit more noticeable pan showing on Dark Horse or Hustle. So either hit pan or have more pan showing is kind of the goal. So that is where my Naked palette is at. I am really happy, like I said. I feel like it's going really well. So I am excited for next month. I am actually taking a break for about a week from this, and this is the only break I have taken. Otherwise, I have always used this palette every week since the start of the year. But I am going on vacation next week, and I just didn't really want to bring it along to Chicago. I was a little worried about it breaking and that kind of thing while traveling, so I'm going to leave it home, and I will see it when I get back. So the other palette in my pan, that palette of course though, is my MAC Fabulousness Warm Eyes. This too went actually really well. A couple of you guys had suggested I wear Retrospec over top of Gunmetal, and I did do that a few times, and it is really pretty, and I do like the way it looks. But I used Retrospec quite a bit on its own too, so that is how it looks. As you can see, I did clear out this whole top half, and I do have, you know, this bottom half to go, but it's going pretty well. But that's like the first big thing. The other big thing is I obviously hit pan here on Honesty. This is just, this shadow drives me absolutely insane, I will say that. The only reason I hit pan on it is because it is so lack of pigment. It has such a lack of pigmentation. I cannot talk. That I really have to dig my brush in to get some shadow out, and then I feel like, you know, once I get some shadow out, I'm constantly like relayering it. It's just not a pigmented shadow at all. So because I have to dig my brush in so hard to feel like I'm getting a decent amount of shadow to get it to show up, I'm kind of, you know, hitting pan a little sooner than I feel like I would if it was another eyeshadow. But that one I have hit pan on. Cognac and Sketch I haven't used. I'm considering using them though. I kind of want to pair Sketch with Half Baked for my Naked palette and just kind of try it out. And I'm wondering if maybe I'll pair Cognac with like Smog or something. This is Cognac right here. But I'm just trying to think of some ways I can incorporate this with my Naked palette and kind of use them both a little bit more. But that is where that is at. And I am, again, pretty happy with this as well. So yeah, that is it. I do have my Catwalk palette, but that you guys have seen in my Project Pan update, and that really didn't change too much. So I didn't really want to include it in here just because it hasn't changed. So that is it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everyone's pan that palette is doing great. As far as I can tell, a lot of people are like going to be done way before the end of the year, especially the people I feel like panning the Lorac Pro palette, because it's just so creamy, and like I feel like people hit pan pretty fast with them. I don't know. I did hear dark purple is not a good color. Deep purple? Maybe it's deep purple. But I heard that one's a little bit more difficult. So Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.